At the heart of human connection, there's an intricate aspect often oversimplified or deeply misunderstood: the intimacy between two souls, two bodies. We often chase after superficial techniques or secrets, hoping they'll transform the act of lovemaking into something extraordinary. But have you ever wondered, can a truly unforgettable moment be measured by physical metrics alone, or does it hold a deeper dimension, a resonance of the soul, of invisible currents of energy? To unravel this mystery, we need a unique compass, a perspective truly distinct. Let's turn to Carl Jung, often called the great explorer of the mind. Jung wasn't a dry academic, he was a guide who led us into the deepest recesses of the psyche, where secrets we rarely dare to face are hidden. He showed us that within each of us lies not just the self we present daily, but also universal archetypes of humanity: the hidden feminine, Anima, in men, the hidden masculine, Animus, in women, and the shadow, that primal part, with its desires and aspects we often conceal, even reject. Jung revealed that the most intimate moments aren't merely physical contact. They are a mirror reflecting a profound encounter between two individuals, two mysterious inner worlds. When we view intimacy through his lens, it transforms into a spiritual journey, a doorway to self-discovery, the growth of the ego, and, most importantly, the outflow of a powerful life energy, libido in Jung's broader sense, the force that drives each individual's development and actualization. These are 6 profound insights, distilled not just from real-world experience but also illuminated by Jung's profound wisdom. They invite us to contemplate the true nature of connection, and how we can create not just fleeting moments of pleasure, but indelible imprints with transformative power in our hearts and souls. Her pleasure sounds matter more than any technique in lovemaking. There's a language beyond all techniques and words, it's the sound of genuine pleasure. We often get caught up learning complex secrets, but all skillful techniques become meaningless if a man doesn't feel and hear you truly enjoying yourself. This isn't merely a preference, it's a deep psychological need, an unconscious validation of his worth and capability, unleashing a potent and positive energy. Imagine a performing artist. No matter how skilled their performance, it needs resonance from the audience. If the audience remains silent, the artist will feel empty, their creative energy stifled. In the intimate space, your enthusiasm, natural sounds, soft gasps, passionate moans, the liberated laughter of surrender along with authentic expressions like deep eye contact and a body melting with pleasure, are the strongest affirmations of his appeal, power, and ability to bring you joy. Psychologically, these sounds are more than just expressions of ecstasy. They are a direct feedback loop of life energy, an emotional discharge from you to him. This taps into one of humanity's most primal desires, to be acknowledged and feel worthy. For a man, witnessing his partner truly enjoying herself isn't just a sign of physical success. It's a deep affirmation of his masculine energy, his capacity to conquer, protect, and bring happiness. This soothes unconscious anxieties about not being good enough or failing to satisfy his beloved. When he hears your pleasure, his self-confidence energy explodes. He feels seen, appreciated, and, crucially, he feels like the hero in that moment, the only one capable of igniting that peak pleasure energy within you. The energy from your pleasure creates a positive energy feedback loop. This joy not only spreads but also stimulates his libido, Jung's broader sense of life/sexual energy, driving him to explore and bring even more pleasure. In turn, his desire further amplifies your joy. This is an intense interplay of energy, where authenticity and openness transform the intimate space into a symphony of pleasure and connection. It doesn't require complex techniques, only the surrender of ego, the full presence of consciousness, and the permission to truly live in the flow of emotion. When a woman genuinely frees herself to enjoy, she not only finds pleasure for herself but unconsciously triggers a powerful chemical reaction in the man's mind. He feels honored, and he longs to continue bringing that joy. This is the foundation for a lovemaking experience that is not only memorable but transformative, built on authenticity and profound mutual validation, releasing self-confident and deeply connective energy for both. What happens after it's over is most important. We often focus on the climax of lovemaking, but overlook one of its most crucial stages, the moments immediately after. Unforgettable intimacy doesn't end when the act does. On the contrary, that's often when the invisible threads of connection are most tightly woven, where intimacy is truly solidified and delves deep into the unconscious mind, releasing a lasting and peaceful bonding energy. Consider a magnificent concert. Even after the final notes fade, what makes the experience unforgettable is often the lingering atmosphere, the shared emotions with those around you, or the sense of peace and fulfillment as you leave. Similarly, in the intimate space, gentle embraces, soft whispers about feelings, or simply holding hands and the close silence in each other's arms afterwards, are what truly cement the connection. It sends the message, I cherish you, the person, not just your body or fleeting pleasure. From a depth psychological perspective, the post-coital phase is a uniquely sensitive and important time. After the physical climax, both partners often experience a period of vulnerability, with fluctuating hormones and emotions. For men, especially after the task is complete, a temporary void or unconscious anxiety about loneliness, or being abandoned, might surface. Your presence and care at this moment are not just acts of affection, but a soothing of those unconscious anxieties, a reassurance that this relationship runs far deeper than a mere physical act. This releases energy of safety and trust in his mind, nurturing a sense of belonging and being protected. These after-the-show moments build the foundation of deep trust and attachment. They allow both to drop their roles or the pressure to perform, and simply be themselves in each other's arms. This is when tenderness, care, and the full presence of the soul are most clearly expressed. A gentle stroke of hair, a kiss on the forehead, or simply lying in silence, listening to each other's breath, all send the message, you are safe with me, you are fully accepted, you are a part of me. These moments nourish the object relation in the unconscious mind, reinforcing that the partner is a source of safety, love, and acceptance, not just a sexual partner. It's precisely these seemingly small moments that have the power to engrave themselves deep into the mind, transforming lovemaking into a profoundly connected and unforgettable experience, generating energy of belonging, inner peace, and strengthened soul connection. This is the energy that nurtures a resilient relationship, helping both partners face the outside world with a renewed source of spiritual strength. Your initiative is the most seductive invitation in many cultures, and within the collective unconscious, the active role in intimate relationships is often implicitly assigned to men. This creates an invisible pressure on men, compelling them to always lead, to always initiate. However, when a woman dares to take the driver's seat, when you actively initiate or confidently express what you want, it not only demonstrates your intense desire and self-assurance, but also brings a breath of fresh air, an astonishing liberation for both sides, unleashing pure desire energy and equality. A woman's initiative is an act of profound power. It breaks old molds, challenging deeply ingrained unconscious biases about gender roles. When you give the signal, make the first touch, or whisper your desires, you're sending a powerful message, I want you, and I want you my way. This is an expression of empowered feminine energy, a confidence that doesn't need to be hidden. It not only demonstrates your autonomy and proactiveness, but also becomes a deeply alluring invitation, transforming lovemaking into an adventure for both, where exploration and pleasure are mutually shared. For men, your initiative brings enormous psychological liberation. It frees him from the pressure to always lead, to always be the one in charge of initiating and satisfying his partner. This pressure, though often unspoken, can cause performance anxiety and reduce the spontaneity in lovemaking. When you take the lead, you allow him to relax, to let go of that burden, and simply receive pleasure. This also enhances his feeling of being genuinely desired, of being longed for, not just because he does something, but because of his inherent presence and appeal. Your initiative is a powerful stimulant, releasing energy of excitement and being desired from his side, encouraging him to express his instincts more freely. Your self-confidence and initiative are a deeply alluring invitation, reflecting a woman who is self-possessed, knows her worth, and isn't afraid to express her desires. It embodies energy equality, openness, and an adventurous spirit that any man cherishes. When both partners feel comfortable initiating and receiving, the dynamic of the relationship becomes more fluid, diverse, and much more exciting. This not only intensifies passion in intimate moments but also strengthens the foundation of a true partnership, where both are active participants, continuously exploring and honoring each other's desires, creating energy of freedom, creativity, and primal openness in love. Deep kisses and eye contact speak more than words in the most intimate moments. The deepest connection often comes from things unspoken. The language of the body, of the eyes, and especially of the kiss, possesses the power to convey emotions more intensely than any words or techniques. These are direct channels of communication with the unconscious, where the most primal and authentic feelings are expressed, releasing energy of spiritual harmony and profound empathy. A deep, passionate kiss, prolonged rather than fleeting, is more than just a physical act. It's a surrender, a giving over, and a merging of two souls. The kiss is a gateway to the inner world, where breaths intertwine, and heartbeats synchronize. A kiss given with utter sincerity and longing can convey love, passion, tenderness, and even vulnerability. It symbolizes the connection between two individuals, transcending the limits of empty words. A deep kiss allows you to explore your partner's breath, feel their present energy, and create an almost spiritual bond. It's a direct, powerful energy exchange, from one soul to another, a dissolution of individual boundaries to feel a sense of unity. Crucially, direct eye contact, filled with trust and passion, holds extraordinary power. The eyes are called windows to the soul for good reason. In the most intimate moments, when all defenses are dropped, a deep gaze into your partner's eyes can create an unparalleled connection. That's when you feel truly seen, accepted, and desired at the deepest level. That gaze can convey understanding, absolute trust, unconditional love, and even vulnerability. It's an act of vulnerability that requires courage to truly expose oneself. When two gazes meet in an intimate moment, the energy of empathy and unconscious understanding flows, creating a powerful resonance that engraves itself into memory. This is when energy of profound understanding and trust reaches its peak, forming a safe energetic field encompassing both. Conversely, a fleeting kiss or an averted gaze during sensitive moments can unconsciously send a message of distance, lack of connection, or even insincerity. These small, nonverbal details hold immense power in shaping the intimate experience. They are the language of the soul, where communication needs no words, but flows from the depth of emotion and intention. Mastering this language doesn't require complex techniques, but the full presence of being, sincerity, and the ability to listen with both heart and soul. It is these unspoken moments that create unforgettable memories, for they touch the most primal and authentic parts of each person's unconscious mind, releasing energy of pure love and timeless, deep connection. He loves the way you live, not just your body. This is a fundamental truth and where Carl Jung's psychology shines most brightly, explaining why profound intimacy is simply an expression of a healthy relationship in everyday life. The reason lies not merely in physical compatibility, but in a much deeper connection, a resonance of the inner world, releasing energy of soul transformation and ego actualization. To understand this, we need to delve into Jung's concept of the anima. The anima is the unconscious feminine archetype within a man's psyche. It's not just an idealized image of a woman, but the sum of all the qualities, emotions, intuitions, and aspects of the soul that a man unconsciously yearns to connect with. The anima is the opposite and complement to the masculine ego, representing qualities a man may have denied or not fully developed within himself. The anima appears in dreams, fantasies, and, most importantly, it's often projected onto real women. When a man falls in love with a woman, a significant part of that attraction can stem from her activating or embodying the qualities of the anima in his unconscious. This is archetypal attractive energy. Carl Jung wrote, "The anima can be realized only through a relation to a partner, because only in such a relation do their projections become operative." This means, for a man to truly recognize and integrate his own anima, to become more psychologically whole, part of the process of individuation, he needs a relationship with a real woman. Not just physical attraction, but when your personality, passion, intellect, independence, and soul touch the deep anima within him. This is when he doesn't just love your body, but loves the way you live, how you face life, how you express emotions, how you pursue your passions, how you interact with the world. These qualities in you resonate with the anima image within him, creating a sense of familiarity, a spiritual homecoming. This resonance unleashes energy of self-actualization for the man, an unconscious yearning to connect with his own forgotten parts. When this anima resonance occurs, lovemaking is not just a physical act, but becomes a spiritual event, where he feels united with a part of himself, a part he unconsciously seeks and longs for. This connection is so profound that it can lead to mutual transformation. As Jung described, the meeting of two personalities is like the contact of two chemical substances. If there is any reaction, both are transformed. When a man experiences this connection, he is not only physically satisfied but also spiritually awakened. Interaction with the living anima in the outer world helps him understand the feminine aspects within himself, leading to the growth and development of his entire ego, moving towards psychological wholeness. He may become more sensitive, emotionally intelligent, creative, and capable of deeper love. For the woman, being loved for the way she lives brings validation of her self-worth at the deepest level, transcending all beauty standards or skills. It's the gift of being accepted and desired for who she truly is, forging an unbreakable bond, releasing energy of self-acceptance and inner wholeness, while activating energy of mutual spiritual growth within the relationship. This is the core difference between physical intimacy and a truly unforgettable, soul-transforming experience. When you say it's okay, he'll dare to do anything. This is the key to unlocking absolute trust and where Jung's theory of the shadow exerts its most powerful influence. The shadow is one of Jung's most fundamental archetypes, representing the parts of ourselves we have suppressed, denied, or deemed unacceptable by society or ourselves. It contains primal instincts, hidden desires, aspects we perceive as imperfect, shameful, awkwardness, weakness, or even rough, animalistic traits. This is a reservoir of repressed energy, waiting to be released. Each of us carries a shadow. In intimate relationships, especially in the most sensitive moments, the shadow can manifest in various forms: body insecurity, fear of judgment regarding performance, shyness about revealing unusual desires, or past emotional wounds. To achieve true intimacy, these parts need an absolute safe space, free from judgment, where they are allowed to exist and be expressed, releasing energy of freedom and profound self-acceptance. Carl Jung once said, "One does not become enlightened by imagining figures of light, but by making the darkness conscious." A deep relationship doesn't shy away from each other's darkness or imperfections. When you say it's okay with genuine sincerity, not just through words but through your attitude, gestures, and understanding gaze, you create a sacred space that allows his shadow, his awkwardness, his most raw desires, his imperfections, his fears of vulnerability, to emerge safely. This is a powerful act of accepting energy, breaking down unconscious defensive walls. In that space of unconditional acceptance, he feels free to be himself, without needing to hide or perform. This unconditional acceptance is an invaluable gift. It allows a man to explore and accept aspects of himself he may have repressed for a lifetime. When the shadow is brought into consciousness and accepted by another, it can be integrated into the entire personality, leading to greater wholeness, genuine self-confidence, and a profound sense of freedom. This is when he can find the perfect balance between his primal instincts and his civilized self, as Jung analyzed. Too much of the animal disfigures the civilized human being, too much culture makes a sick animal. When you create an environment that allows him to balance these two aspects, accepting both his light, positive, socially acceptable qualities, and his darkness, primal instincts, raw desires, weaknesses, he will feel free, complete, and